Hey guys, it's Brandon Miniman from Techno Buffalo. It's April 30th, 2010, and here's a look at what's on my iPad. Okay, so I'm going to take you through the applications that I've been using on a regular basis. Let's go through them now. And of course, there are a lot of applications on here that I use once in a while. I'll make a full list of all these apps on Techno Buffalo, and you can go there and see exactly why I have these other applications. So let's just go for the first screen, and I'm going to go through a half a dozen or so of these applications that I use a lot. So, going down the list, I use Maps a lot, mostly because it does a really awesome job at doing Street View. So if I go to, say, somewhere over here, and I go into the Street View, look how amazing this looks. So if you're planning a trip, or you just want to see where that Pizza Hut is, you can go into Street View and say, oh, I see, it's next to that white building near the other tall building thing. So Street View is awesome on Google Maps on the iPad. It's extremely immersive. Okay, so let's continue on. I also use the IMDb application, probably not on a regular basis, but whenever I'm looking for a movie, it's awesome. So I can go into Avatar, and I can watch a trailer right on here. I can see all the actors. This is a really good example of how a company is making great use of the resolution on an iPad. You can scroll down and see more about it. Going over here, we can just watch a trailer right here in full screen. And you get the point. You can search for movies. So let's search for, say, Shawshank Redemption. Probably one of the best movies of all time. And there it is, comes up really fast. You can see that it's got a really high rating, probably a movie that you want to watch. IMDb is awesome, it's free. Okay, going down the list, I don't really use these too much. iBooks, I don't use that much. I use the Kindle app. I'll show you that in a second. These racing games are really awesome, but I use them very infrequently. Analytics HD is a fantastic app. It costs actually, I think, $10, but it lets you look at the Google Analytics of any website that you're tracking, so it's really fantastic. I do use Pandora a lot, but it's really, really annoying on the iPad that I can't listen to Pandora radio while doing something else. Hopefully, or most likely in version 4.0, when we get it in the fall on the iPad, you'll finally be able to do this. I don't use AIM that much. I definitely use the Weather Channel application a ton. It's the best weather application that I've found on the iPad. So we get a different background every time. I can jump right into local, and it finds your nearest city. And here we are, it's showing me the forecast in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We can swipe to the right to get a beautiful forecast. Down here we can click into radar, and the radar is really, really cool. It integrates with Google Maps, so it doesn't look like there's any precipitation around the area. But if there were, it would overlay onto the map, and then you could use this like Google Maps to see where the storm cells are and everything. The Weather Channel free application, it's awesome. I use it a lot. Wall Street Journal, I absolutely use a lot. There's a little bit of a bug with it. You're going to see it in a second. First of all, it's slow in loading. And so I can see all of the issues in the last week. I'm paying $2 per week to get this, and it's downloading today. And sometimes it freezes when it downloads today. Hopefully it won't do that today. Let's see what happens. And see, it seems to be stuck on today. So I'm just going to go to yesterday's issue of the Wall Street Journal just to give you a little taste of what it looks like on the iPad and why I like it. So again, not the fastest app here. Here we are. We can swipe to the right for the front news pages, or we can click on What's News. This is always a good place that I like to start. So you see the top headlines, and it's such a relief not have to flip through to section C4 to see this story. If I want to see this story, I tap on it, and boom, there it is. It's also got multimedia within it. It's got an image gallery, and a lot of the articles also have video with it, which is quite fantastic. And then you get this nice index on the side of all of the different articles within this particular section, which is What's News. And we can swipe to the right, get a little advertisement, which is kind of annoying, especially since I'm paying for this, but what are you going to do? Okay, back to the home screen. Kindle application I use a lot. I'm really, really happy that they approved the Kindle application for the App Store for the iPad. So here I am in a book. Let me get out of here. This is the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. I recommend it tremendously. And what I can do is, somewhere around here, I can go to my archive, showing all the books that I've ever bought. So here they are. All the books that I've ever bought. I can download them to the Kindle within seconds. So let's say I want to check out The Interpretation of Dreams by Sigmund Freud. Good title. So right now it's downloading it right to my Kindle. I've already purchased it. So now if I go to home, There it is, the interpretation of dreams, starting on the page that I left off with. And of course, down here, if you tap on the screen, you can change a few things about the text. You can make it larger and smaller. You can change the background to white. Or if you think it's too contrasty, you can go to sepia, which is actually a lot better. So the Kindle app, I use this a lot to read books. Okay, going down the list, we have a link to TED.com, which is formatted properly for the iPad, so you can watch all of the fantastic TED videos right on your iPad, as if they were meant to play. So I can go to any of these. And you're going to see in a second that the video should queue up. And then you can use a gesture to make the video wider, double tap to make it full screen. Awesome. So you can see why I have that bookmarked. It works so well on the iPad. You got the App Store, New York Times Editor Choice. It's a free app, awesome app. New York Times has fantastic journalists on board, and you can access it right from your iPad. So it's probably going to refresh. There it goes. And see, what just happened is that the New York Times application closed itself. This is a bug. There are a lot of these bugs still in the iPad in applications. Things don't always work, but you know, it's only been out for about a month. So we can go to the next page, just like the Wall Street Journal. You can tap on a story, and it will bring it up full screen after it downloads it. And this is a little bit different in the page navigation. Down here, we get a variety of dots to indicate how many pages you have left, whereas on the Wall Street Journal, it would just say page 1 of 2. And we can go back, and we can filter through the categories on the bottom. Awesome application I use on a regular basis. Facebook has still not been updated for the iPad, so I am running the iPhone version, which is just, it's horrible. It's horrible because it has to scale to the larger screen. I use this program to track stocks. I'm not going to show that. I use this a ton. Speedtest.net. This is an iPhone application. That's why it looks blurry, but I like this. It's fun to see how fast my internet connection speed is at times. So you get the point. That's actually kind of slow for today. Okay, so let's go down the list. This is an iPhone application, Koi Pond. They haven't updated it for the iPad. This is a really fun game. I'm not going to show you. It's called Tap Tap Radiation. It's free. This is another free game called Magic Piano. Going down the list, Coloring Book, something I got just for fun. I use NPR a lot. NPR is another awesome source of news. This is a free application that lets you listen to the audio broadcasts and read articles, and it remembers where I left off from. So it's going to download. And you can even have a playlist down here to keep track of the different times that you, of the different playlists that you add to your playlist. And we can swipe to the right. This is a beautiful interface, a really interesting way that they decided to do this. So we can tap on a particular story, and it's going to load. Listen now. Get a little advertisement. And then it'll go right into you can hear it. Really fantastic, high-quality news on your iPad. It's a really, really good thing. Then Pro Keys, I like to mess around with this. This is a free application. If you play the piano, you can change the preset here to different sounds. Since it has multi-touch, it responds quite nicely to your touch. Going down the list further, Goodreader. I don't use that too much, but people that use a lot of documents on Google Docs say it is awesome. Scrabble is probably the best game that I've found on the iPad so far. The graphics are just incredible, and I love using this when I have people over. What's really cool about this is that you can use iPhones and connect it with Bluetooth to show the letters when you're playing Scrabble. So I'm going to go to a new game really quick just to show you what it looks like. Graphics are awesome. So Scrabble in its full glory. I can't wait for more board games to come to the iPad. Okay, continuing on, Yahoo Entertainment is an awesome app that lets you see what's on TV tonight. And it's perfect because your iPad's probably going to be on your coffee table. And to be able to have a online guide program like this is just really great. And it works quite well too. Take a look. So this is the only annoying part. It has to update the guide, but it's downloading a lot of information. Oh, you can see my reflection. Hello. It's another thing about the iPad screen. It's so reflective. It's very hard to take it outside because any little reflection will show up, like my head, in the glossy screen. So here we have an awesome looking guide. This one actually works better in portrait because you get more screen real estate, but you can swipe quickly. It works just really, really marvelously. Okay, let's keep going on. Drummeister is an awesome application that I discovered. I play the drums, and so It's fun. It's $2, and it's kind of cool because you can actually change the configuration of the drums. So I can move this around. I can actually add drums. This is another example of a cool iPad interface. So I can actually take one of these. Let's take the floor tom and add another one, and I'm done. And I can actually change the size of this, like so, and check mark, and you got it. Okay, continuing on, Opera Mini. It's an iPhone application. Don't really use it. Don't use this. Don't use City Series. Illusion HD is just a cool app. It costs 99 cents. It shows you optical illusions. Stopwatch, I just use it to test the time it takes to do certain things. Down here you see Twitterific, which I think is the best iPad application for Twitter, although there are many, so it's very likely that there is probably one out there that is better. And you just heard a little bing. I got a new email. So that was a look at the applications that I've got on my iPad right now, April 30th, 2010. This will probably change in a month, and I'll be sure to make another video talking about it. Be sure to check Techno Buffalo, where I'm going to list all these other apps and tell you why I got them. That's it for now.